The imagined order has been in charge of the loop for thousands of years, who have, according to the Foundation, have manipulated countless realities, and the order threatens the known Omniverse itself. So who would work for an organisation like the imagined order? Well, in today's video, we're going to find that out. And before we get any further in today's video, please, if you end up enjoying this video, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. Anyway, let's get on with the rest of the video. Thank you guys. We're going to start with Agent Jonesy, now an ally of the Seven. But before Jones became an ally of the Seven, he was of course a Imagined Order agent who gave his life to the Imagined Order. Jonesy has spent his whole life studying and learning about the 0 Point. During Chapter 2, Season 2, he appeared to be on the phone to who I believe to be Dr. Slone, but he and his team, like Janice, was in a battle of wits with Midas and Jules. Midas was using his doomsday device trying to defy the storm and break us outside the loop, or at least him. Yeah, thanks for that one, Jones. During either what Midas was doing or the counteracting measures that the Imagined Order was taking, that the storm somehow changed to water. During Season 6, Jones was tasked with bringing hunters inside the loop to stop loopers escaping from the exposed 0 Point. During the reality logs, Jones collected people like the Flash, Ryu, Chun-Li, the Terminator and the God of War to do the Imagined Order's bidding by keeping loopers inside the loop. But during this, he saw that the 0 Point and the reality was beginning to break down, and he began to lose faith in the IO.
No time to stabilize reality, but plenty of time to revoke my credentials.
During Zero Crisis, he finally grabbed the attention of the Seven. This of course ended John Jones' relationship with the Imagined Order. Bruce Wayne, yes, the world's greatest detective, has somewhat worked for the Imagined Order. This actually came from the Foundation. Most who work for the Imagined Order don't actually realise it, and it would seem in this situation that Bruce Wayne was one of them. So this is from Loop Observation, and this is from the Batman Fortnite comic 0 Point issue 3. I do realise Asset Batman is a special case, and you'd be reluctant to do anything that might dull his edge or otherwise interfere with our agenda for him. Yes, the Imagined Order was watching the whole time. They watched as the Batman opened the hatches, gaining access to the bridge, which allowed Deathstroke to install the anchor device, which was Dr. Slone's, Lex Luthor's, and the Batman Who Laughs plan. Of course they found their way home. Of course Batman and Catwoman had to jump through a couple more hoops because of Deathstroke, but they got home in the end. Now I have just mentioned him, but of course Bruce Wayne's Batman is not the only Batman in Fortnite, and I'm not talking about snapshots, I am talking about multiversal counterparts in the Batman Who Laughs. So along with him, Dr. Slone, Lex Luthor and Deathstroke planned to install an anchor device near the 0 Point. This would allow the Imagined Order to remotely access the 0 Point from other realities, such as reality NF1935, which they did. They opened a rift over Metropolis, and this sort of created the story arc for the Batman Fortnite Foundation comic. Now, the Batman Who Laughs did actually make it to the Fortnite Island, but its current location is unknown. But the Batman Who Laughs does have a visor that works similar to the Seven suits. Because of this, he's not affected by the loop. He remembers all his memories before the loop and during every other loop. So I guess the Batman Who Laughs could return in some capacity in the future to the Fortnite storyline. Guys, what do you think? Let me know down in the comment section below. Ghost and Shadow. Yes, both factions have been affiliated with the Imagined Order, with this season's trailer showing former or current Shadow operatives fighting alongside the Imagined Order. Ghost was the Imagined Order's first team to check out Apollo after the reorganisation of Athena, led by Midas, who at the time would have already known that Shadow was on the island. And both of the previous leaders of Shadow joined the Imagined Order, of course Chaos Agent and Jules, all know could have been a snapshot. Midas. With Midas being the leader of Ghost, Midas must have been a Imagined Order operative at some point to lead a Imagined Order team. And of course, you know guys, this loading screen does add to this speculation, because someone with strong resemblance to Midas is seen in a class with Dr. Slone. But back to the spy wars, in my opinion he used that as a complete distraction, build his device under the noses of the Imagined Order, and according to new voice lines by Jones, the management of the Imagined Order loves doomsday machines, and of course with Midas building one. So what I'm saying is, when Midas was with the Imagined Order, was he management material for the Imagined Order? Geno. What we know about Geno is small, but what we do know about Geno is that most of the information does allude to, whoever he may be, that the 0 Point is in the hands of Geno. Now of course, if he is to be a person, that would allude to him being the leader of the Imagined Order, because the Imagined Order does control the 0 Point. That's literally what the 7 are fighting for. Now, this guy is believed to be Geno, but the more I think about it, the less I'm convinced that this guy is personally the big bad of the series, unless there's something a little bit more to him. But until we find out, this is literally all we know about Geno, is very little. Of course, you had the old Chapter 2 Season 5 thing where Geno was name dropped along with the sisters. Now, what happened in between then and now for the sisters to return is probably for another video. The Foundation. Now, DC, when the DC Batman Fortnite comic came out and they were sort of, promoting it, they did state that the Foundation was a former Imagine Order employee. But guys, apparently this is a mistake. But here's why I think this is not a mistake, and this is actually the case. Now, I know the 7 have had a couple of undercover operatives find out things about the Order, so I guess the information could have been gathered from there, but most of their undercover operatives, which is us the loopers most times, are all on the island, and this information would have had to come from the bridge. The Foundation knew how to exactly flip the island over from within inside the bridge itself, and before you say John Jones might have known how to do it, it seemed like the Foundation had to sort of coast him to be able to do it. And if you remember me previously in this video saying I've given my life to the Order, I have studied the 0 point for all my life, and he didn't even know how to do it. But I could understand that Fortnite does have Jonesy's character set up this way because he does play in that sort of I don't know what I'm doing, even though he does know what he's doing because he's very smart. So maybe I am slightly over analysing how Jonesy played his part in this event.
Shoot anyone who tries to stop me.
Tries to stop you from what?
Taking us to the other side.
What?
Main console, gyro system, disable it.
On it! How do I do that?
Figure it out!
And we have evidence of Jonesy using this same console to travel between different realities to find his hunters, to keep people inside the loop, which I mentioned prior in the video. And you've got to know how to use it, because if you use it wrong, the 0 point will absolutely rip you apart if you don't set it right, which Voyager found out. And I also believe this poor IO god also probably found that out the hard way as well. I don't think the loop is resetting him during the next loop. Dr. Slone, the current leader of the Imagined Order, and of course, without the introduction of Geno, Slone has 100% taken that leadership role at the moment, especially during the IO's fight with the Last Reality during Chapter 2 Season 7. Looking at this loading screen, it would appear that Dr. Slone is a high intellect and is very intelligent. Slone looks to be in a role she's trained for her entire life and has been able to achieve that. We first hear of Slone during the Season 5 Chapter 2 trailer, where she instructs Jones to stop people escaping the loop and to not draw the attention of the 7. During Zero Crisis, Slone evacuated the island, which to this day makes little to no sense, because this wouldn't have ended Reality Zero. If the 0 point explodes or get destroyed, we are led to believe that this would destroy the whole multiverse, the whole omniverse, not just Reality Zero itself. The 0 point created all, so it's pretty plausible to believe that this would destroy it all. So where would the Imagined Order have evacuated to? A endless void or something? Or is there something the Imagined Order knows that we do not know at the moment? Anyway, of course we've mentioned the next bit already in this video, and that is the whole Batman Fortnite 0 point comic book arc. Of course, Dr. Slone, along with Lex Luthor, the Batman Who Laughs, and Deathstroke of course, planned to put an anchor on the 0 point so they could open a rift over Metropolis and return back to Reality Zero. As all of this was going on, at some point the Last Reality did destroy the Spire, which of course then led Dr. Slone to sort of start the plans for Operation Skyfire and lose the Loopers against the Last Reality, which of course we were betrayed during Operation Skyfire. Nice one, Dr. Slone. Dr. Slone was then seen at the Chapter 2 end event, ready to either eliminate Jonesy for good or wipe his memories and throw him back inside the loop. Either one of them is a plausible theory in my opinion. So for Chapter 3, Dr. Slone dog food to Artemis along with her IO guards, and of course this season she has Rage War with the 7. Guys, if you did find this informative, leave a like, comment down below if you want a part 2, because there are so many Imagined Order operatives that you may or may not know about. Anyway, it's been your boy Mr. JLY. Till next time, bye bye.